Hello, today I'm going to talk about fully funded Khazanah Cambridge scholarships for Malaysian students, which support postgraduate study at the University of Cambridge. The aim of this presentation is to give you an overview of these scholarships and help you understand the application process before you apply. Before we continue, please subscribe to the channel. This is a new YouTube channel dedicated to higher education and scholarship opportunities in the UK, and your support means a lot. I have already shared several videos about scholarships in the UK, which you can find in the scholarships playlist. Even if some deadlines may have passed, you can still apply when the next application cycle opens. If you are a Malaysian Muslim student, then do watch the very first video in this list, as these scholarships are for Muslim students only to study at the University of Oxford. I will also be sharing more videos about scholarship opportunities at Oxford, Cambridge, and other universities across the UK. So be sure to stay tuned for the upcoming videos. Let's now talk about Khazanah Cambridge scholarships. These scholarships were established in 2009 and are jointly funded by Khazanah Foundation and the Cambridge Commonwealth European and International Trust. They are aimed at outstanding Malaysian students for postgraduate studies at the University of Cambridge. In this presentation, I will talk about eligibility criteria, eligible subjects, scholarship benefits, and the application process and the timeline. So obviously, to be eligible for these scholarships, you need to be a Malaysian citizen. You need to have a consistent, outstanding academic record and have demonstrated leadership potential via extracurricular activities or social and volunteering activities. You also need to have a conditional or non-conditional offer to study at the University of Cambridge. If you are already studying at the University of Cambridge as a postgraduate student, you can still apply for these scholarships. If you have applied to the university for a postgraduate course and you are awaiting decision on your application, you can still apply for these scholarships. If you are applying for a master's course, you need to have a bachelor's degree. You need to have upper second class, as in the UK and the Australian system, or a CGPA of 3.50. But please remember, these are the minimum requirements. In practice, you really need a first class or a CGPA well above 3.50. You need to be under 40 years of age at the start of your course. And if you are applying for a master's by research, then you also need to submit a research proposal for your planned study. You also need to have at least 2 years of work experience. If you are applying for a PhD, then you need to have a first or upper second class honors degree or a CGPA of 3.50. As I said before, again, these are really the minimum requirements. So a first division in your honors degree and a CGPA well above 3.50 is what you really need. If you have a master's degree, you need to have a distinction, or if you have done your master's by research, you need to have an excellent report on your thesis. Again, you need to be less than 40 years of age at the start of your course, and you also need a research proposal for your doctoral program, and at least 2 years of work experience. You can basically apply to almost all subjects which are being offered by the University of Cambridge under these main headings: arts and humanities, engineering and technology, life sciences, natural sciences, social sciences, and management. These are really generous scholarships. They will cover your full university tuition fee as well as your college fee, your monthly living expenses, return air ticket, book allowance, establishment allowance, and end of study allowance. I will talk about Cambridge and Oxford colleges and what role they play in your education and life in general when you are studying at the university in a separate presentation, so stay tuned. How to apply for these scholarships? First of all, you need to apply to the university for admission. The deadlines for most university courses are in December and January, and some may have the deadlines in May. But you need to apply quite early for admission because the places get filled in quite quickly. The best starting point for you is to go to the postgraduate study website. The top drop-down menu has links to all the information you require for your application. For example, you can find a relevant course under the Courses tab, and you can find further information about your application under the Applying tab, which also has information about the deadline for the various courses. So once you've applied to the university and you have a positive response from the university, either a conditional or an unconditional offer, then you can pursue with your application for the scholarship. The deadline for scholarship applications is in March. They also have tests and assessment, which are in March and April, and your course at Cambridge will begin in September, October time. These scholarships are highly competitive, so they have a number of additional tests and assessments to make sure that you are the right candidate. So stage 1 is verbal and numerical ability test. Stage 2 is personality and moral reasoning test. Stage 3 is assessment camp, E-tray assessment and competency-based interview. And finally, you will have an interview with the selection committee. For exact deadlines for the next funding cycle and study resources for the tests, please get in touch with the Khazanah Foundation via this email address, which is given at the end of this slide, or by telephone. If you need any further help from us to apply to the university, we're very happy to be contacted via this email address. And as I said before, please do subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.